Hey, what's up guys? My name's Casey and today I'm gonna talk to you about my favorite childhood toy. Correction though, it's not really my favorite childhood toy because I really don't know where that thing went. What I do have is what's left of my childhood toys, and when I was a kid I used to love playing with action figures and stuff, so I had like a whole lineup of just about from every television show and movie. Like I had a few Power Rangers, I had a few Ninja Turtles, I had a few what else was big? I had Ultramans, I had a whole bunch of Gundams, I had a whole bunch of I was really into Terminator at one point too, so I had Arnold Schwarzenegger action figures for the longest time too. Yeah, I let my imagination run wild, and a lot of times I'd actually combine the toys together to play. So I really didn't care if it was Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and they were, you know, combining forces to fight, and I brought in X-Men every once in a while and be like, Ninja Turtles need your help, X-Men, and you know, and I'll actually sometimes I even rename them. Like they're not even Ninja Turtles anymore, they're actors now. They're, you know, they're the bad guys in my imagination for this playtime, and then Shredder's actually the cool looking dude, I thought, and oh, he's gonna be the good guy for once today, you know. So I would actually reassign their roles sometimes, and I thought that was pretty fun. And ironically, I got into filmmaking, and the way I see it now is, you know, when you're directing actors and you're, you know, kind of running set and you're, you know, writing stories, it's essentially the exact same thing, just a little bit more precise, a little bit more professional, and a little bit more on the line. but yeah, it's, you know, it's pretend. That's all it is, really. And so what I have left, literally these are the only two things. So I called my mom. I'm from Texas. I used to live in Dallas, and so my parents are still there. And you know, when I found out that we had to you know, make this video, I was like, oh shit, I don't have any toys with me. So I called my mom, and my mom was scavenging, and this is literally all she could find. And I guess she donated the rest of them, or they broke, or they got lost, you know, along the way. But this is it. Ninja Turtles, this is Raphael, and this is some sort of samurai looking robot guy that doesn't look very samurai-ish anymore, because he used to look pretty samurai. He actually had horns, as you could see. It broke off. He used to have hands that you could shoot out this little thingy, toggle thing. He'll shoot his little hands out, and you'd punch people with his flying hands. And then I don't quite remember what used to belong here on his chest, but there used to be some sort of like shield thing, and you could see where the plastic broke off on his chest. It looks like he has like 4 nipples and a gigantic hole in his chest. But yeah, this guy was from Hong Kong. I think I was like maybe 7 when I went to Hong Kong for the first time. And I think this is one of the toys that one of my uncles bought me. Ironically, he ran a toy store, and so this toy came from his toy store. Yeah, I don't even know if it's from a popular television show or not. Like, I have no idea. It could be really popular, or it could not be. It could be one of those, it's made in Taiwan, so it could be a complete knockoff of something that's Japanese. For once, if it said made in Japan, it would actually be legit. But the fact that it says made in Taiwan, I feel like this is the Asian Buzz Lightyear. Wasn't Buzz Lightyear made in Taiwan? I think it was. And then there's Raphael, and he used to be one of my favorite guys to play with because he was so agile, like, or not agile, but he was very look at his legs, they could move in all sorts of directions, and he was just like, you could do everything with him. And I thought, oh, you're like the perfect stunt man. I could do every action move in the book with you. And he's relatively sturdy compared to other toys I had, so I actually threw him around a lot. Like, he's like the Jackie Chan of my toy crew, I guess, and I used him as like the guy that would hold on to things, because he had these hands that could hold on to things really well, and like to like guns and like weapons, and I used to make my own weapons for them. So I used to go outside and grab twigs and stuff and break them off, and I'll just kind of shove into his hand like, yeah, you got your new toy now, you got your new weapon, and you know, you just kind of, you know, I don't know, you just do stuff. But yeah, and then it's cool too, because then if you really wanted to play Ninja Turtles, you could, and you can access their heyday of being just regular turtles. Hold on, let me get this head out. Yeah, there we go. Flip the head around, hide the arms, and then bring the feet up front over here. This is the first time I've done this in like the longest time. And now you have fetus turtle. Fetus Raphael. Just like that. Now he can't fight no more. He's more of like just a dude on the side. And then this guy was always a bad guy. He just looks like a bad guy, doesn't he? I always casted him as a bad guy in my world. So yeah.
How would you, can you reenact a little about how you would have those two characters interact with each other?
If I was to reenact this, one, we're gonna have to switch this guy back to leading man, because I always liked him as a leading man. Oh wow, it's stuck. So I'd probably give this guy like a more sinister voice, because he just looks the part. And if he looks like he would have a more metallic voice, something like this, like that. He would talk like that, and he'd be like, hey. And then since it's an R, and if I was to reassign his role and he's not a Ninja Turtle, and in this world he's just, he's Raymond, I don't know. You probably have a voice like this. He's kind of cool, you know, and growing up in the 90s, everyone kind of talked like this, because that's the 90s. Everyone just kind of has this like skateboard kind of talk, you know, and so he would talk like that, and then this guy would talk like this, and they would just, I mean, back then I would have the arms too, so his first line of defense would be to shoot his arms out, and he would just kind of like do a tuck and roll kind of thing. It's like jump up and tuck and land. See, this is why he's the best stuntman. Like, he can literally make that move. He can bring his legs back and then tuck, and then I can make him roll, and he can stand up, and his ankles work too, so then he land, and he can jump up again, and then he can make a move like, okay, maybe he's not the best kicker in the world, but he's got his arms up like he's ready to fight still. And then he'd be in midair and bam! Just like that. And I used to love reenacting everything in slow motion, so I could really soak in the action. I'm like, alright. It's like, and he'd be like, and you know, I was Zack Snyder before Zack Snyder. I was 300 before 300. I was like, bullet time before bullet time, even, like, I was Matrix before Matrix. Like, that's how innovative my imagination was back then. Oh, I do remember who my favorite toy was though. I used to play with, and it came from Ninja Turtles. His name was Casey Jones, and it was the first iteration of Casey Jones. I saw the new trailer for the Ninja Turtles that's coming out soon, this summer I think. Ninja Turtles 2 by Michael Bay's team. They screwed up to Casey. Casey Jones is not supposed to look like a teenage heartthrob kind of dude. He's supposed to be kind of rugged and kind of like that dude off the street that could fuck you up, you know? And he, in a way, he was cool that way, you know? But now they made him cool by giving him good looks and like make him more boyish and more like, hey man, let's have sex, April O'Neil. And that's not how Casey Jones is all about. But anyways, I had an action figure of Casey Jones, and that was my dude. I actually, more so than playing pretend with other toys, I actually brought him along with me all the time, kind of like Toy Story. And he actually was my buddy in a way too. So I guess the extension of toys for me was not just limited to the world I created for them to play in, but it invaded my world, and they were my actual friends too. So I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me and my action figure friends. Comment below and tell me how you like to play with the action figures. Nothing dirty, please. And for more childhood videos, click over here, because that's where the video is playing. And I hope you like everyone's childhood toys. It'd be cool if I could toss this thing over there and it shows up on the other screen, huh? Not so much.
I think it's pretty cute, you know, when you just kind of play with the hands like that, since like you have small little hands and then just kind of move back and forth like that. I mean, oh, it's called Squishable, not Huggable. It's called Squishable, and it has a small little tail, right? That goes, you know, that you can also move back and forth like that, which I think for some reason just amuses me to no end. I think my friends would probably make fun of me for